Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. A very happy new year to you and your family. It has been a great year for us. We have grown to 6.5k almost, and we are aiming somewhere around 8k this year. And that's why it's a new year resolution kind of a thing. You can say that we will be more consistent, unlike the previous year where we were, buckled up with some tasks. But we will try to be consistent this year, and we will try to bring videos that you want there to be. We will look at the comments, we will look at the mails. We receive a lot of them regularly, and we will try to bring videos that you wanted to know. But one important video today, and many people have asked us multiple times, and the CAT results are out now, and the people are trying to make a decision, an informed decision based on their past profile, their academics, and their work experiences, that which colleges they should aim for. And we would specifically tell the difference between the IITs and the IIMs. There has been a long debate. It has been for the decades now that between IIMs and non-IIMs. And today we will work on 6 particular features on which we will try to give a rating to both IITs and IIMs, or rather non-IIMs and IIMs also, in terms of these features. And then you decide for yourself that which features are the most important features for you, and then you have to decide, you have to take the call consciously that this is where I need to be. Now, talking about the features straight away and coming to the topic, the first feature of the day, the one thing that has been talked about since decades now, is the ROI. Again and again we have talked about the money that we invest and the returns that we get. So first, considering the ROI factor, IITs and IIMs, any day, my friend, any day IITs. Why do I say that? IIT Kharagpur in particular, I can tell the fees is somewhere around 11 to 12 lakhs, out of which, again, you get scholarships. Again, if you are from SC/ST quota, your tuition fees is almost, neglected, and you get to work with just 4 to 5 lakh rupees. And with that minimalistic fees, you're expected to touch a average salary of somewhere around 21 north, 21 lakhs north. And that's a huge ROI. It's almost 2 times or what you invest. In fact, in the IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi also, you would find somewhere around the fees around 14-15 lakhs, whereas the IIMs, it's touching somewhere around 25, 26 or 27 at times, including the hostel fees and the other remunerations as well. And you would get a salary definitely much better than what you get in the IITs. In the IIMs, you would get somewhere around 30, north of 30 maybe. Some averages have touched 30 as well. But the ROI, again, any day is better in the IITs, provided the fees that is extremely low. And so goes for the non-IIMs as well. NITI Mumbai, low fees. Some of the colleges like FMS Delhi, extremely low fees, somewhere around 2 lakh to 3 lakh. And then again, you see colleges like DFS, where the fees is almost 20,000, 40,000 for the entire MBA journey. So it is extremely TIS Mumbai, if you see 2 lakh rupees fees with average salary of 22, 23 LPA, which is absolutely fantastic ROI. Almost 10 times of what you invest is what you get in the placement season. So absolutely winner for the IITs or the non-IIMs over the IIMs in terms of the ROI particularly. So first thing is gone, the ROI part is gone. Second most interesting statistics that the people are worried about, placements. Now, coming to the placements, the IIMs, the top IIMs, I'm going to say, the top 6 IIMs, as we call it, the Blackie, Bangalore, Lucknow, Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Kozhikode, and Indore. I would still leave Kozhikode and Indore a little bit apart because of a huge batch size that they have gathered. So it's definitely difficult to get the people, all of them placed in good organizations. So I will leave Kozhikode and Indore apart. But if you talk about the top 4, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, and Lucknow, they are much better off in placements than the non-IIMs or IITs in particular. In fact, the non-IIMs, they're trying to compete. I think SP Jain is touching somewhere nearer. NITI Mumbai, again, almost they. IIT Bombay also absolutely racing towards that. But the Holy Trinity ABC is far beyond that league. They have crossed 30 lakhs, the figure in terms of the average salary that they get. In fact, in the stipend, they have crossed milestones. So when we see these figures, definitely the placements in the top IIMs, in fact, even if we can consider Indore and Kozhikode, they are better off than the IITs or non-IIMs. Yes, some IITs definitely, like IIT Bombay, they are trying to catch catch up. Some non-IIMs like SPGen, NITI Mumbai, MDI Gurgaon, they're trying to catch up, but still haven't touched the ABC league yet. So if you are looking out for ABC as a comparison, any day ABC over the other colleges. But if you talk about the new IIMs and if you talk about the semi-old IIMs, Shillong is somewhere in the borderline of new IIMs and the old IIMs. In fact, I would consider IIM Kohikote to be same as well. Now, so considering these aspects, they are almost at par to IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, because those have also increased their salaries, like their placements multifold over the last few years. So placement wise, new borderline IIMs, I would say, are running at par to the IITs. Old IIMs are definitely far beyond the league of the IITs and non-IIMs as of now, particularly the Holy Trinity. And coming to the new and baby IIMs, they are still to catch up a lot. They have not done fair, to be very honest. The placements have not been good in this new IIMs and baby IIMs. So I will not prefer, at least on a personal perspective, in terms of placements also, I wouldn't prefer new IIMs or baby IIMs over the IITs or non-IIMs, to be very honest. So placements done. Now talking about the pedagogy. Now what about the pedagogy? Pedagogy, completely different structures in the IIMs and the IITs. Now IITs generally follow a semester-wise structure, whereas IIMs generally do follow trimester-wise structure. Now the trimester structure is more hectic in terms of the gaps that you get in between trimesters is extremely low, whereas in between semesters you get a hefty amount of gap. In fact, we are at our holidays, winter holidays. We have the privilege of enjoying the winter holidays right now. In fact, in the summers we get a break of about almost 3 months. So that's 3.5 months. That's a huge amount of break that we get. But whereas the trimester system demands much more, much lesser gaps in between trimesters. So that's a problem, because of which the extra earning opportunities, and I repeat, the life projects, the internships, are more prevalent in the IITs or the non-IIMs than the IIMs itself, because the IIMs curriculum in the trimester system demands more time in the trimesters rather than the gaps. So you cannot explore much opportunities in the winter's internships and neither in the life projects at all. So you see, overall, I would say that IITs are kind of better off in the leisure time that you get, but provided the faculty and the professors and the pedagogy structure in terms of the approach that they keep, the case study approach, more generalistic approach, so that everybody can grab equally well, that is better off in the IIMs, provided the IITs are more aiming towards the ecosystem or a culture where they expect people to know a lot of things, to be very honest. They expect people to know statistics, they expect people to know basics of analytics, they expect people to know operations, they expect people to know certain things, whereas the IIMs are preparing you from scratch with a case study based approach, which is a more which is a better approach, I would believe, than the IIT. So definitely IIMs better off in terms of the course curriculum that they are providing, but in terms of the structure and the breaks, the IITs or the non-IIMs are better off here. So the placements, ROI and pedagogy done. Now fourth comes the alumni base. Now here is a question. The new IIMs and baby IIMs are not even coming in the question box, because of the fact that new IIMs and baby IIMs are established in the year 2010 and then 2015 onwards, so they do not have the kind of alumni base that it deserves to be, that it desires to be, because we need alumni in strong positions, powerful positions or decision-making positions. Now, you don't find a person in decision-making positions every now and then who has passed out in 2010. But with IITs, in fact, I can vouch for IIT Kharagpur because it is the oldest in the ecosystem to include it. IITs have this advantage over the new and baby IIMs because it's established way back. IIT Kharagpur was in 1994, so they have an established alumni base of the last 30 years. But having said that, the IIM batch strength is much higher than the IIT batch strength, which means the number of alumni is more, but the years of experience they have in the industry is less. So new and baby IIMs, I would still not say they are at par to the alumni expertise that we have at IITs. provided also the fact that we are a part of the entire IIT ecosystem, so we have a leverage there as well. So we can have an access to the alumni, or we can go and talk to the alumni of IIT Kharagpur or IIT Bombay or IIT Delhi as a whole, whereas IIM or new IIMs or baby IIMs are restricted to the IIM alumni only. Now talking about the old IIMs, that is the Lucknow or say Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, they are much better off. They are bigger batch strengths. They are established way before the IITs, so they have a well-established alumni base. So any day, alumni, they are going to wipe off the IITs or non-IIMs there. NITI Mumbai, on the other hand, is an exception because they have a very established alumni base over the last 50 years. So they have an established, over the system. But the other non-IIMs are not that prolific. The IITs in particular are not that prolific because they are late in the ecosystem. So they are better off than the new and baby IIMs. But when it concerns the old IIMs definitely wins the race there. Now, talking about the specialization, what kind of specialization do you want to pursue is something that you will have to figure out. If you are into analytics, if you are into operations, if you want to become an expert in these domains, maybe you have to go for non-IIMs or IITs, because NITI Mumbai, operations ka Mecca, as they call it, Mecca of operations. If you are into operations, if you are into supply chain, then go for NITI Mumbai, boss. Go for NITI Mumbai. Do not even look outside, or if not NITI Mumbai, then IIT Bombay. But IIMs is not going to provide you that platform for operations. You don't get profiles every day for the operations or supply chain domain in IIMs. Whereas you get that readily in the IITs, you get that readily in NITI Mumbai. Now, talking about the analytics side of it, analytics profile, which IIM does give that. They generally do have consultancy profiles. So if you want more of consultancy jobs, marketing jobs, you are better off in IIMs. If you are wanting analytics jobs, operations jobs, you are better off in IITs. Finance jobs also, some of the non-IIMs do pretty well, like DFS. They are core oriented towards finance only, but mostly the IIMs also have good opportunities for finance, like investment banking. You won't get that every day in DFS or other non-IIMs as well. It goes only to the top IIMs, so you are better off there in terms of the finance roles. But provided that you want your specialization to be in data analytics, or you want your specialization to be in operations, you are better off in a non-IIM than a IIM. So you will have to select. So talking about the specialization that you want to opt, whether you want to do operations, whether you want to do core analytics and you want to get in there, is something that you will have to decide, because IITs or non-IIMs are much oriented towards this kind of structure where they focus more on AI ML, where they focus more on data analytics. At least I can vouch for IIT Kharagpur. It is more specialized, or it brings out more placements towards that genre. So but they are trying to diversify, and so are the IIMs also. But again, having said that, it is depending more on the specialization that you want to do. And lastly, diversity, my friends. You will get a much better diversity in IIMs any day. Be it new IIMs or baby IIMs, you will get a much more better gender diversity in the IIMs. You will get a better background diversity in the IIMs as well, because IIT specifically mainly has engineers, takes engineers, and mostly then again, the IITs demand previous experiences, at least in the interviews, where you have this kind of data analytics or this kind of operations background, which can support you in the placements as well. So more experienced candidates. In terms of the work experience, you will have a diversity, but in terms of gender diversity and in terms of academic diversity, the IIMs are still better off, to be very, very honest. And the figures do reflect that in itself if you go. So in terms of the CIS aspects, I have compared each and every aspect, and I think it will give you a very, very clear idea on which to choose an IIM or a non-IIM based on what you want to do. That was it from my end today. A very happy new year once again to you and your family, and thank you very much for keeping the channel alive. If you like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon for regular updates. We'll keep on bringing videos like this of your interest. Thank you very much. That's it for today.